Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Now this is one of those videos that I actually kind of try to avoid making, because for one reason or another, whenever I do make a negative video, the most top comment is, why do you always find issue with everything Kabam does, and so on and so forth. Despite the fact that I genuinely typically ignore majority of the issues and kind of pick and choose which ones I do end up talking about. However, at this point, I do feel like my friends are just abandoning the game like flies. Every single stream I hear from somebody who is taking a break, stepping back, retiring for a couple of months or permanently. And it sucks. It really does. So therefore, Kabam asked for feedback for their premium crystal parade, right? We're gonna give them a bit more feedback than that. The main feedback from this entire thing, aside from discussing the price and everything else, is the fact that it feels insulting at this point. The new crystal tab is definitely not necessary. A lot of comments have been removed, take it off from front page of crystals, and it feels very crap that it is there. There are genuine threads about it. Get this BS off. And I actually feel the same. I really hate the fact that now every single time I go to the crystal tab, I need to, see that first and then move on somewhere else. If you want to give it some special tab, move it aside somewhere so it's not the default landing space, because it is super annoying to look at it. There's no other crystal, there has never been a single other crystal that gets featured so heavily like this. It's not needed, and it genuinely feels cheap, and that is one of the biggest feedbacks that I have heard of it. Again, if you feel like a special tab for this amazing thing that, most of the community is not particularly invested in, is needed, then move it aside. I do not want to look at it every single time I go to my crystals and I try to open something. But on top of it all, the reason why this feels, well, not great is because there are so many things right now going wrong with the game, and seemingly the main focus is for Kabam is to shove some advert down one's throat. Let's take the first example. Now I'm at my friends list, my contacts, and I'm actively swiping and nothing's happening. It's borderline impossible to navigate your friends list, let alone invite somebody for friendly, and 1 out of 30 swipes works sometimes, and then when you try to tap on it, sometimes it does work, sometimes it doesn't. It's very laggy. But besides the changes to the interface that Kabam seemingly are emphasizing, despite not being able to fix very basics of the game, we do have issues such as these. So let's start with, here you go. Let's just start it from the beginning. And these are just the clips that one of my friends sent to me in a very short span of time. So now we have champions blocking Deadpool's special attack in the middle of it as well. It wasn't just a spiral thing, all of a sudden it's affecting different champions. Then we have power boosts actually reversing power. Also, 100% derived somehow from the update to the power boost and Kabam's nerf of the power boost. And then we have random blocks just failing as well. We can see here the block is being held, holding the block, shooting the final projectile, and the block is being held. Just kidding. Just kidding. Not a hidden block, a flat out full on crit. Sweet. All of these things are happening in conjunction with, needless to say, issues with AI. Still very much so live and present. All of this is happening with ungodly AI reaction times, with AI being able to play the game better than we are at times. And also, for whatever reason, intercepts just randomly failing. And that is happening more and more often as well. There are so many times where it seems that opponent's champion just kind of glides through your medium or light hit animation. The game's in fair amount of disarray. And I love new things getting added to the game. I do think that Kabam should be able to make their money. I understand that whichever way Kabam monetizes the game, it has to make its money. At the same time, it is undeniable that Kabam has used the revenue from Marlins of Champions to develop a multitude of games. And this game has more than made back its, fair share or development value or whatever you can call it. Kabam's effectively using this game as a cash cow in order to fund the Disney Mirrorverse, in order to fund the King Arthur game, in order to fund the Marvel Realm of Champions. Anybody remember that? All of that money and some of the, brain power that built that game came directly from this one. All of those are failures aside from this one. But that is exactly the point that is so infuriating, because this game could be so much better and we could have so much better player experience if Kabam just diverted a slither more of the resources that they make from this game into actually making sure that the game functions decently. So that is my feedback. So that is my feedback on their parade. I think this is just wrong. It is. Especially when the game is already as heavily monetized. Especially when there are so many issues in the game. Don't. Just don't. So move it aside. And fix your goddamn game. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about